What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of Goldgell Getaways podcast. My name is Josh, and as always, I'm joined each and every week, even though it's only the second week, by my co-host, Matt. How you doing, man?
I'm good, Josh. How are you?
I'm doing good. Trying to stay warm down here in Florida. Trying to stay warm.
It's very cold up here in Boston.
Well, it was a little chilly this morning. 44 degrees, that is cold for Florida. So each and every week here at Goldgell Getaways, we are trying to help you plan your next destination vacation. Whether you have big kids, small kids, or no kids at all, we can help you plan wherever you're going. We have agents who have literally been all over the place. And this week we actually have two very special guests who are going to be joining us. Pam and Adam. How are you guys?
Hey, everyone.
If you don't know, Pam is the owner of Goldgell Getaways, and Adam is actually our big sponsor, I guess you could say, for the podcast. And he's actually going to be talking this week about what that is all about.
Yes,
Adam?
Cooking. That's what I do. Cook and teach people how to cook. Yes. So you want me to tell people now, or you want me to wait a minute?
Yeah. Go ahead. Give them the spill.
Go. I got to go. Good. Okay. So we're going to do something really special. We're going to do a copycat cooking extravaganza, and we're going to do an entire series of cooking. We all miss the parks. We might not be able to get there right now. So we took some of the all-time favorite dishes, and we are going to try to copy them. Are they going to be as good as the parks? Well, of course not, but we're going to try our best. And the first class in a series of 6 classes is 100% free. It's just going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to teach you how to make 2 very cool items from MK, copying, kind of, sort of. We're going to do cheeseburger egg rolls. People love the cheeseburger egg rolls. And we're going to do churros. And we're going to do at least chocolate dipping sauce, maybe another dipping sauce. So the cool news is you get to eat it in your house. That's the cool news. Well, I'll make it. What we do, this is how we do it. You say you want to sign up. So we send you the ingredients. You go and shop for the ingredients, and we send you instructions. And on January 30th, right, Pam?
Mm-hmm.
At 7:30, we go live, just like this. And the class is going to be about an hour or so, and we're going to teach you how to make those 2 items.
Actually, it's a Zoom. So we're actually going to be able to talk with you, and you'll be able to show us your food.
Interact, right.
Exactly.
So if you're going to screw it up, I've been a chef for 25 years. I've cooked all over the place. I've done a lot of...
Been on a pretty big show.
I've been a lot, right? Yeah, a lot of TV, Food Network, blah, blah, blah. So we are going to really learn how to make these egg rolls. If you miss them, then you're going to make them for your family and kids. And by the way, egg rolls freeze really, really good. So churro will actually freeze good also. So you can make a whole bunch of them. Mm-hmm. And the good news is you can have them for weeks on end.
You can have the kids help you roll them, too.
Right. Let your kids get involved. Right. Because that's always fun. You make them cook. Now, Here's the cool part. That's just week number 1. This is an introduction to a series of copycat classes, all based on cool dishes that we all miss and we all want for the park. So let me give you an example. And by the way, these are based upon your suggestions. These are all your suggestions. Yes. So week number 1, like I said, we're going to do the churros, we're going to do the egg rolls, which is going to be great, and a dipping sauce. Week number 2, straight delivered from Sleepy Hollow MK. We are going to do sweet and savory waffles. We're going to do a dessert-style waffle and the chicken and waffle.
The sweet and savory chicken waffle.
Sweet and savory chicken waffle.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorites. Oh, it is so good.
Yeah, there were a few comments in your posts that requested that one. So we figured we'd do the sweet one too. Why not?
Right. We're going to do both, and we're going to show you how to make an awesome, or am I allowed to say awesome, Josh? Because that's kind of like your word. Am I allowed? Did I ever waver?
I'm pretty sure that I say it far too often.
I just want to waver to make sure it's okay. I don't want to get sued or anything. It's okay.
You're good. Take it.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to do these 2 waffles. I'm going to show you a really good waffle mix. And waffles, by the way, when you make them yourself, are way better than when you buy an Eggo. So you could actually make 2 dozen of these and freeze these as well.
That's right.
You zap them in the toaster oven.
Works good in the air fryer.
Yeah,
too.
it's great, man. It's really great. And the toppings, and I'll show you how to make the chicken. It's going to be good. And that's just week 2. Week number 3, we go to Canada. We go to Le Salut.
We're going to Epcot.
Epcot. Canadian cheddar cheese soup and croque monsieur and croque madame. Don't be scared. They're just sandwiches. 2 sandwiches. One is a fancy ham and cheese sandwich. The other, the madame, is a ham and cheese sandwich with an egg. And the cheddar cheese soup is...
I think that's a good one.
People
right?
are going to love it. We're going to make it.
If you've ever had the soup, it is...
I have had it.
Best things.
It is one of the really good soups there.
Learning to make it at home, you will not regret that.
Toss up between that one and the French onion because I know Taylor loves that.
That is a good one, too.
Maybe the next series.
Yeah, well, next time. We plan to continue this for many, many years. So anyway, we go to 220. We're doing the cheddar cheese soup. Croque monsieur, croque madame. This is going to be between 40 and 80,000 calories. So that's a good start if you have to do any kind of exercise or anything. Okay.
I think that's about the time for the Princess Half Marathon. So if anybody's doing the virtual run, you should be set.
That's good. This is going to bulk you up. The night before, you should probably eat this. Give you some extra. Is that carb load? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good. Don't ever take exercise advice from me. Okay, so next we go to 227. We're still in Epcot, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're making 2 things. We're making frushi, and donut sushi.
Yeah.
So
a little bit of festival food.
yeah, right. Festival
choices.
food. Where was this from? The Flower Festival, or
One is the Flower Festival.
Yep.
One is the Food and Wine Festival.
Yep, I believe that is correct.
Right. So this is going to be cool. This is like a great snack item, a great kids item. It's just fun.
Oh, the kids will love getting involved in this.
It's just fun. It's just fun. We'll make some side sauces and dishes and the donut, and we'll try to make it look as good as you get in Epcot and
Yum, yum.
teach you how to do it. So that's frushi and donut sushi on the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Now bringing you into March. We are what's it called?
It's called the Ronto.
The Ronto
wrap
wrap.
from Animal Kingdom.
Ronto
No,
wrap.
Ronto Wrap's from Hollywood Studios.
I'm sorry. It's Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. Galaxy's
Yeah.
Edge.
Hollywood Studios.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Galaxy's Edge. It's very, very good. A lot of people really like that.
I've actually never had it, but a few people requested it. So
Yes, it's amazing.
Sausage pork chop pita sandwich. It sounds fantastic.
Yes.
Sounds absolutely great. I'm interested in making it. Okay. From there, we go to 313, and oh boy, we're at the Polynesian right now, which is just going to blow your socks off. Banana bread pudding and pineapple coconut bread.
which is the Ohana bread, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The
Won me
coconut.
over.
Pineapple
The bread
coconut
pudding.
bread.
The bread pudding. I think that's from the cafe. Is that what the cafe?
Bread pudding could be at Ohana. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's both Ohana. Okay.
So.
One's for breakfast, one's for dinner, or something maybe.
Yeah, and we're going to do something that's going
Whatever
to
it is,
taste
it's
really
good.
close. But the cool thing about bread pudding is once you learn how to make bread pudding, it's like the ultimate thing that you could do in your house with any time you have leftover bread and milk and a couple of other ingredients. See, not only is this stuff you're actually going to learn how to cook in this series, which is kind of cool, right? So what else are you doing on a Saturday night at 7:30? So
During a pandemic, right?
yeah, right. So this is going to be awesome. It's going to remind you of the parks. And the first class is completely free, and that's on the 30th. And then the other classes, we go forward. They're a couple of bucks, but no big deal. So that's it, right?
It's like the cost of a movie.
Yeah, like a movie, right?
It's
Everyone's
really
doing a
not-
movie.
It's not
Right.
a lot at
Stay
all. And
home and watch
if you
nothing.
get the whole bundle, it's even cheaper.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. We put it all together, and it's a great way, by the way, to invite your clients. And we might be able to arrange a couple of free things for your clients if you have any. Get them psyched about going back to the parks. So it's really.
But it's just a fun time. We can all hang out. We have a lot
we
of
hang
fun
out.
together, as you can see.
Yeah, it's fun.
Right?
You know,
We might be doing a little trivia. Maybe we'll get Matt to do some trivia.
maybe we could do a pairing. Maybe
What
we
I'm
could do
known for.
pairing with the.
Yes, and Josh, maybe you'll make some drinks that go along with these.
Yeah, I think we can definitely do that. I would love to make
It
some
doesn't
drinks.
have to be alcohol. I mean, you
No,
could do
it could be non-alcoholic.
You
Yeah,
can do anything, mocktails.
Cocktails. Yeah, for
It's
sure.
kind of fun, right?
Mocktail,
Yeah.
cocktail, whatever. Yeah. So we really can mix it up. I mean, look, food is a major part of going to the parks, so it would be fun to celebrate a little bit. So,
We could
yeah, so
all
that's it.
share our time,
Yeah,
we're
man.
home, hanging out together,
I'm excited to do it.
talking Disney,
Yeah. Because I
We did
do
have
it. Yeah.
we did have a question from Sharon. She said, "Is the recipe for the cheeseburger egg rolls really different than the Pandora pods?" They're actually two completely different things.
Yeah, is there one a bun, a bao bun? Is
Yeah,
that
it's like a
what
bao bun. The
Yeah.
ingredients, I think, are even a little bit different than what you would find in the actual cheeseburger egg roll. Actually, that's a good idea for a video. Go over to with park hopping, which we're going to talk about later. I could go and get a cheeseburger egg roll from Magic Kingdom, and then
and
go on over
compare?
to
I don't know if they
Animal
still
Kingdom
have
and-
them though. Matt said they might not have them anymore, the egg rolls. Do you
The
think?
egg rolls are certain times of the
Yeah,
week,
so
right? Weekends.
It's only on the weekends, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so
But I
Friday,
wanna-
Saturday, maybe a Sunday.
But I want to, encourage everyone to, if you have ideas of what food you would like to make, just
For the next
comment.
series, after this series,
Absolutely.
let us know.
we could do the bao bun maybe next time. I don't know.
Why not? I can
That's a
make
great
a
option.
Honestly, I could put anything down and he could figure it out. So, we made soup dumplings the other night. It was so good.
Ooh.
When the soup's inside the dumpling,
Yeah.
and he has all kinds of classes going on.
Yeah, we can progress to like the really expensive property restaurants and
Exactly.
make people
Like,
really nuts.
once you see
So-
how it goes, you could see, that it's not so
we have
hard.
an advanced cooking class. We can have a class we just drink. We can have a great fun class.
We better let them move on.
Okay, all right, that's enough of the
Back
cooking.
to you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you on the 30th. We'll see you on January
Hope to
30th.
see you on the 30th,
7:30.
guys.
Perfect. I'm looking
right.
forward to it. I know it's going to be a lot of fun.
It will be,
So,
for sure.
all right, so we'll move on in the podcast. Each and every
Bye
week,
for now.
you guys can hang out. You don't have to go anywhere.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. Thank you.
We're going to move on to something that is near and dear to my heart, and unfortunately, I'm ultimately just going to have to accept it. But something really big that we have been pushing for is a 7-night Alaskan cruise in July on Royal Caribbean. Originally, this was planned for sailing in July of this year, 2021. And it looks like for anybody who is going, maybe thinking about canceling, we're probably just going to move it. We're going to do the pick up and move, and we're just going to move it to July of 2022, more than likely. But it's pretty good. We had a great time. If you've never sailed on Royal Caribbean before, it's a great time. I put this just a little clip here of the group that we had this past January into February. And you can see there's a nice, we got some silent disco going and some terrible, terrible dance moves by yours truly.
Look at you.
Wow, look at that. Isn't that awful?
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm
I
not,
don't know if it'll
Josh,
happen
I'm not
again,
much better.
So yeah, we are, occasionally we are putting some group events together. And if that's something that you're interested, you can always send us an email at events@goldgellgetaways.com.
Mhm.
And we can get you all set up. So with that, let's move into the news.
Love that intro.
And there is quite a bit going on this week. How about it, Matt?
Well, let's start with the obvious. The Magical Express is going to cease operations starting in 2022. That's been the big announcement of the week coming out of Walt Disney World, and going through a lot of the world of Facebook. Got a lot of disappointed people out there about that. I'm not one of them, to be honest with you. I trust in Disney on this one, that they're obviously looking towards the future, that something might be out there. Obviously, a lot of people have talked about the train system that's going to be coming in from MCO all the way into Disney Springs. I actually heard that once you get on that train, it's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes.
Ooh.
10 minutes to
Wow.
Disney Springs, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I'm not very familiar with that train system. I know a lot of people are very familiar with the Magical Express and being able to take car seats on it and all that kind of stuff. And they're not very comfortable with Ubers and Lyfts. So that's where I think a lot of the disappointment comes from. But I have a feeling the train system is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I agree with you, Matt. For us, the first couple times that I came to Disney with Taylor's family, Magical Express is the way that we always came in, and it was a nice, kind of we're here, the vacation is starting, but at the same time, you are kind of held back to the time schedule, right? You might have to still wait. 20 minutes isn't that long, I don't think, but sometimes people they really want to get to the resort. They want to make the most amount of time with their tickets. And if you're waiting around on Magical Express, that's a little bit less time that you have in the park. So, when you can get an Uber or a Lyft, or sometimes people just schedule cars to pick them up,
right.
and it's right there and ready to go,
Right.
you don't have to wait. So, and it makes sense.
I'm older than you guys, so I used to come before they had the Magical Express. It's just something you just got to get used to. I mean, we have. I mean, as an agency, of course, we get our clients. We have companies that we deal with directly that can take them.
Yeah.
They'll have Mears probably come back, the bus service. That's what we used to take back in the day before Magical Express. It is disappointing, but it's not going to stop any of us. Is it really going to stop any of us?
No,
We're
and
going to go. We're going to love it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, Magical Express is still run by Mears, even with that being said. So I'm sure you're probably right, Pam. It'll just go right back to just being a standard Mears bus, probably.
It's a hiccup, It's just
and it's a little bit different, and I know people do get a sense of maybe security with Disney picking them up at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of people will probably gravitate towards the train, which will still be on a schedule. It'll still be on a schedule, but when you can get to Disney, taking an Uber or a Lyft and not have to wait around, it is much nicer.
Right.
Yes.
So
it's not the worst thing to rent a car either, I have to tell you. There's so much going on. It's, we live here, Josh and Adam and I, so we're used to driving now. So now I realize it's so convenient too,
Yeah.
Especially if you want to sometimes if you can get your client off property for a day, I mean, there's a lot to do in Orlando.
Yes, there
Just
really
an idea.
is. Yeah.
If they
It's
rent
like-
it.
So like the Magical Express, it's like I took that 3 weeks ago when I was down with you guys.
Yeah.
It was an hour. Like it was an hour in line, and then it's about another 35-40 minute bus ride.
Oh,
So,
wow,
like,
it was that long.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate you going live that day to keep me entertained on the bus.
Yeah.
But like that word of the getting on that train in 10 minutes being Disney Springs, and who knows what they're going to do at Disney Springs. Is there going to be a bus system out of there that brings to the resorts that's different than the regular bus system?
Well,
we don't know.
I wonder if this will end up being even more infrastructure that they have to put in at Disney Springs and have a new kind of Disney bus hub,
right,
to accommodate that and get people where they need to go. So we'll just have to wait and see. But a little disappointing, but I think it's going to be for the best, really, honestly, too. So we mentioned this a little bit ago, earlier in the podcast, but the return of the Park Hopper option has come back to Disney. It is slightly modified, and it did actually get kicked off. Was it January 1st, basically?
Yep.
It got kicked off. So the way that this new modification works is you still have to have a park reservation to get into the very first park of the day. And then after 2:00, you can then go to another park. I haven't tried it myself yet, either with or without a park reservation, I believe. I actually don't think that you need one. So this does add a lot of flexibility for you to enjoy the parks a little more. And note that it is at 2:00, right? The last boarding group for Hollywood Studios, or the second boarding group call for Rise of the Resistance, is at 1:00. So just to kind of steer people away from trying to get into Hollywood Studios right around that time, you can only park up after 2:00. But I think this is great. We actually have not had or have taken advantage of it yet this year. I'm sure we will, but yeah, it's a great way to just see a lot more of what Disney has to offer.
It's like, I look at it this way. It's like, it's a start in the right direction for them. It's like park hopping in some capacity starting to come back.
Absolutely.
I look at it as a good thing, not as a negative right now. It's like,
oh my God.
I just missed it. I came back on the 31st. So like, I would have loved to have been able to take advantage of that for a couple of days to try to figure it out for our clients, to see how the best options are for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be something very nice that if you have been in the last 6 months, obviously you weren't able to take advantage of that and you were restricted to one park each day. This is flexibility is just, like you said, Matt, it is much better. So
yeah,
it's great. It's a great thing for Disney.
It's usually the time of the day when you usually want to switch parks anyway, I think, so.
Yeah, I agree. I think for most families, you go to the park, you go to a park in the morning. So you go to Magic Kingdom in the morning, and you can take, maybe 11 or 12 o'clock, take a little break, go back to the resort, maybe take a nap, get a bite to eat, and then at 2:00 you can head into someplace else. So
right.
That's traditionally how our family has always done it. Whenever myself and Taylor's family came down. So
yeah.
All right. So moving in, if you guys have not heard, there is a new special vacation offer that Disney is doing right now. You can get 2 extra days added to your ticket when you buy a 4-night, 3-day room and ticket package at select Disney Resort hotels. And these are for arrivals most nights, January 8th through September 2nd. So that is a long window to take advantage of. 2 extra, ticket days is pretty nice. But no comment on that one.
I think it's a great deal for people.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Excellent.
I think you hit it right on the head. It's great for clients over the summer, especially where everything hopefully will start to get to normal, and like people can start planning their vacations the right way now.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like why not? Especially getting into September, that's when a lot of people go back to school. So you got all before that to take advantage of that and get 2 extra days. 2 extra days to go to Hollywood Studios to try to get Rise of the Resistance.
Right.
That's money right there.
I got lucky today.
You got lucky. I got lucky a couple weeks ago.
First time.
Oh, excellent. Are we going to see video about that?
He was live. He was live this morning.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't show you getting the reservation because it's 7:00 in the morning, but I don't think you wanted to see my face at that early. But so Matt, you want to talk a little bit about some big changes, or it is a big change for extra magic hours?
So the magic hours, they're getting rid of it in a big capacity. So what they're going to do is they're changing it. I want to get the exact term down. The early morning hours, is that what it is, for guests that are that are going to be on property?
Yep.
So that's going to give you access to get into the parks a half hour early. Correct?
Correct.
And the way I look at this, and I was actually talking to a couple agents about this actually this morning, is I see this as their way of operating at night to more of the specialty parties, the late night parties. When the world gets back to normal, the after hour parties, it's where they can sell another ticketed event.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely something that could happen.
And the good thing about that too, Josh, is I know how they were very limited. Now they're going to have more opportunities for guests to experience those things.
Okay.
That's how I think.
I missed those events this year, I have to say. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I mean, it was, that was very disappointing, I think. Could they have done it? I think they could have, but again, I mean, probably monetarily, it just didn't make sense. Fiscally, it just
they couldn't have certain things going on. The parade and
right.
Fireworks. I think so maybe that's
I mean, fireworks is another big thing. I think they
hearing them.
Well, yeah. I mean, they could have definitely done the cavalcades, right? I mean, we saw that with the Christmas stuff. But it is what it is, and it'll be nice to see. Hopefully, it all come back this year. I will say I'm really holding dear. I know it says extra magic hours. I mean, they specifically state, as we continue to manage attendance with health and safety top of mind, extra magic hours will not return. I'm holding out hope because I love extra magic hours staying on property. I'm holding out hope that maybe just means until things get under control, and then maybe we'll see extra magic hours come back. It's not guaranteed, but that's just my little hope. So
makes sense. I could see that.
We'll see. But yeah. So, probably the next biggest thing, and of course, we never want to end anything on a downer here, but the next biggest news that came out, I believe it was yesterday, was the retiring of Disney annual passes, at least for the time being. This was a pretty big announcement, and of course, a lot of people were shocked. Disneyland has to do what they have to do, and right now it probably just makes more sense for them to do that. Now, they did say that some type of special membership will be coming back. They're going to reimagine that for something else. But it does look like most of those APs will be able to retain most of those benefits for quite a while to use down at Disney Springs. Well, I'm sorry, downtown Disney. I'm so used to Disney Springs here. I actually kind of wonder if, when, oh boy, dare I say, hopefully APs here will go back on sale. If they're going to see a jump in sales, obviously they will see a jump in sales because there's people who want to, buy them. But will they see a bigger jump from residents kind of, west of the Mississippi trying to come back here more and more since they can't really get to Disneyland? But
it's like, Josh, you probably know this a little bit more than I do. The Disneyland APs are pretty much for the locals. It's very SoCal local for those people.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is. And, I mean, I don't want to get into Disney saying that they may have been trying to price locals out to try and drive more international or national tourism to California and Disneyland. But that's why I find it very strange, because it is 100%. Disneyland is considered to be a locals park. Right. Disney World is not. Disney World is a tourism capital.
Destination.
Destination. Yeah, absolutely. So it's a little shocking, but, they said something's coming back. Obviously, the current conditions there, it just doesn't make sense.
People will come here. That's all.
And that's it. Yeah. And I think people will end up coming here, so it'll get brighter. It'll get better. I promise that. I can't promise that, but we'll get there.
It has to, right?
It has to.
It just has to. We're ready for sure.
Yeah. Matt, moving into Universal news.
Yeah, we're gonna bounce over to Universal. Sad, more downer news a little bit.
Thanks,
Matt. Lowe's Sapphire Falls Resort is going to temporarily suspend operations starting February 9th to May 18th. I'm guessing that's due to just the way the world is right now. Lack of sales.
Yeah.
Sure, if you can't fill a resort, it's
right.
Yeah, and they did this already with Aventura. Oh boy, this was back in September, October, I think. They closed Aventura. We had just done a stay there, and literally like a couple weeks later, they shut down the resort just for lack of attendance. So again, monetarily, it makes sense. They've got to cut spending, to maximize some profits to keep things operating. I don't know. I haven't seen whether or not construction is still going on the new park. I remember if anybody saw me on the Death Swings, You know,
Yeah, we did.
yeah.
Every time I pass it, I think of you.
I could see them doing construction. They were still doing construction. That was back in July, I think that was, or June or something like that. So I would assume maybe they're still rolling, and maybe somebody in the comments could check us on that. But it makes sense. It's going to reopen at some point. Obviously, what was it, later in March? Hopefully, or sorry, May. Once probably those summer crowds come back after school. So.
Right,
But,
and is like I'm not the biggest Universal person. Is Lowe's Sapphire Falls one of the ones we can get in early into Universal?
I know
there's like 2 or 3.
Any of the resorts, if you stay at any of the resorts,
Is it?
you get early entrance.
Oh no, it's
the Express Pass
the
you're
Express
thinking
Pass,
of. Yeah. No, that's just the Hard Rock, Portofino, and
Basically,
what's
the
the third
resort,
one?
right?
There's the third one. Come on, guys. I know all my agents are on here now. Portofino. Come on, the Hard Rock. What's that third one? I'm having a blank. Come on, girls. I see them on there, the chat. Oh, boy. Free class to anyone who answers the question in the chat.
Oh, Sharon also made a good point here, too. They also put a quote on Surfside.
Free cooking class.
Yeah, they're moving people to Dockside now. So.
Oh, gosh, it's going to bother me now.
Lowe's is actually like the company that owns all of the resorts, I believe, or at least most of them.
Ah, Brenda, you get a free class.
Yay, Brenda.
World
Pacific.
Pacific. I knew that. It was right on the tip of my tongue.
Congrats, Brenda. You got the cheeseburger egg roll class for free.
No, you can get we'll give you another one to take whatever you want. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's to be expected. It's the same thing with Disney right now. Disney still has a bunch of resorts that are not open yet. They are supposed to reopen. I don't think we haven't talked about this yet, but Disney's, not to jump back, but Disney's supposed to have resorts that are supposed to open up in, I want to say like late March or early March, maybe in preparation for Flower Garden. Yeah, with the phases. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's, what are you going to do? So,
yeah, it's just, you can't have them all open at this point, but we'll get there. We're going to get there.
Another thing that's coming to Universal is the Mardi Gras International Flavors of Carnival. This is basically the Mardi Gras festival that they have every single year. It's going to be running from February 6th to March 28th. And Taylor and I are APs over there, and I think every year we manage to be there like for one day. So I think this year we're going to try and probably hit it up a little bit more than normal. But
check that out.
It's fun. It's a little bit different. It's kind of like a festival over at Epcot. If you haven't experienced it yet and you're thinking about trying something new, it's a great time to try stuff over at Universal. So,
Josh, the Mardi Gras, that's the one where like you could get on the floats and throw the beads, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know that
obviously you probably can't do it now, but
yeah, I don't know that that's going to happen this year.
I think that I read that it will be like that, but I thought that when I put it up, I thought that I saw that, but we'll double check on that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I know that it seems to be like a crazy, almost free for all to try and get on those floats. You have to get to the park, basically like one of the first people in the door, like through the gates, get over there and try to sign up to get on the float. But it is very cool. If you can get on and do it, it's pretty awesome. It's a cool experience. So,
okay.
Josh, you ready? We're going to hit you with some cruise industry news.
Yeah.
Let's do it. It must be my day. I got all the bad news. I went from the fun director to the no fun person.
I'm good cop on this episode, and Matt is bad cop.
Royal Caribbean celebrity, all the way through April now.
Yes,
and then DCL all the way through March.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I think we probably all kind of saw it coming.
Yeah.
And again, like this is what I was saying earlier. I'm still I don't want to believe that July 2021 is not going to happen, but it very well could. But it's not just about sailing. I think we also have to look at are we going to be able to do port adventures?
Right.
What will we be able to actually do? And I mean, and just trying to overall have a really good time. I mean, not that you can't have a good time regardless, but this is the first time we've been, and I'm sure it'll be the first time for a lot of other people. And, we want the experience to be as darn near perfect as it can be. So, it's best to probably move it to 2022. So as I say it on the podcast, it's slowly
yeah. You're preparing yourself mentally and emotionally.
And the good thing about it is, especially with Royal Caribbean and the lift and shift,
fun.
take advantage of that lift and shift if we have if it's available.
Yeah.
Not even just for the Alaska cruise. Anybody who has cruises right now and they're very unsure, take advantage of that lift and shift opportunity that they have for us.
Yes, you'll keep the same price for 2022, and the prices now are everywhere are really low. So now's the time to book for next year. This is a good time to book. Even they all have good cancellation policies. We just have to hope things get better. And if they don't, at least you're not going to have to worry about getting a refund or an FCC, a future credit for another trip. I mean, this is definitely the time for sure. And the flights, man, they're pretty cheap right now.
Oh my goodness!
I just want to go everywhere.
I think everybody probably does this, or at least I hope. Or I'm the odd, weird person here, but like last week, I was just like, let's just see how much would it be to just fly someplace.
Yeah.
And I think I was looking at someplace down in like South America,
Costa Rica,
Peru.
Right?
No, well, that's Central America.
Central
I was going further south,
Yeah.
And I think I saw flights out of Fort Lauderdale for like round trip for one person. It was like only $150 or something. I mean, like
you can't beat that right now.
Yeah. And it's not on Spirit, or I don't want to get into the less than par airlines, but it was on a more reputable airline. So crazy cheap right now.
Yeah. Pretty good.
And I popped it up earlier. Sharon had made a comment too, saying, we still don't know exactly what requirements are going to be for cruising, negative test, vaccinations, masks. I think once vaccinations are really rolling out, I would assume that's probably going to be a requirement to be on the cruise. So, is that the Philly to MCO? On American Airlines is $58 round trip. Ooh,
wow,
that is crazy. That's cheap. But we do have some good news coming from Royal Caribbean. They do have a new home port at Barbados, and it is on sale now. If anybody's interested, planned departure is December of this year, so they're starting in the winter, and this is a seasonal port. That you can sail out of. It's going to be on the Grandeur of the Seas. It's going to be running from December to April. So December 2021 to April 2022. And they have 3 different cruises that you can do. They have 2 7-night cruises, and then they have a 14-night cruise. So, we've done 7 nights before. We've done a 5-night. Right. We did a 5-night. We said that was too short. 7-night almost feels like it's too short. Dare I say, we should probably try the 14-night, right? I mean,
2 weeks. That's awesome.
We did a 2-week trip.
Out of Barbados.
We did a 2-week cruise.
Out of Barbados.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's Southern Caribbean. If you haven't done a Southern Caribbean cruise before, we have not. It is some different and exciting destinations that you will not see on an Eastern or Western Caribbean cruise sailing out of Port Canaveral, or I think maybe even Miami. I think they tend to still stay further north. So, or they do repositioning cruises where they'll start in Miami or in Port Canaveral, and they'll dock in somewhere in Barbados, and then you have to fly back to wherever you came from. So,
and I'm looking at it right now, Josh. They have great like Tobago, Trinidad. Great places that like Royals never really hit. And I think and I'm looking at it right now. It's like January 2022. You're looking inside stateroom around $400 for a 7-night.
Ooh,
That's
wow.
That's
and also
Good.
I'm not really digging too deep into that. They still have that 60% off the second guest.
Oh,
So I have like it might even
it's worth looking into.
maybe another
it,
group cruise, huh?
I think we got a group cruise in January 2022.
I like that. Marianne says 2 weeks with Josh and Matt, I am in. So
hey, what about me?
Whoa. I'm gonna be honest on this one. It's not me, it's all about you, Josh.
Hello.
It's all about you.
Yeah, she doesn't care about me. You guys
about you. She doesn't care about me. Marianne, you still owe me the $50.
Teresa says a 2 weeks at sea sounds perfect. I'm booking my husband a solo trip now. He should love it. That's hilarious. Super fun.
That's fantastic.
Oh, I just got a confirmation from Taylor. Taylor says book it.
Now that's a surprise, Taylor. Yes. Right? That's funny.
So good news. And we also have some more news out of the Bahamas. Matt?
I know. We talked about it a little bit last week. You guys talked about the Sandals Resort, the Bahamas, the Grand Bahamian, which you guys went on a fam trip last year.
We did.
January 28th, reopening.
Yeah.
In Emerald Bay on the other side of the
It's
Bahamas.
a quick plane ride from February
MCO. 1st. So by February 1st, both Sandals Resorts in the Bahamas open, ready to go.
Yes, and I'm laughing just because Pam says that it's a quick ride. Because I believe you flew direct. Didn't you fly direct from MCO to?
I did.
Yeah. We made the unfortunate decision to.
Well, you saved some money by doing that, but it's worth it.
I'd rather spend a few extra dollars.
It was like a half hour in the air, and we were.
It was crazy. It was like we went up. We left MCO, so we did this fam trip last year. Taylor and I with Pam and a bunch of other agents. We left MCO. Taylor and I. We left MCO and went to Fort Lauderdale. So we were in the air for like 15 minutes. It was kind of like just ridiculous. And then we had to make a connection at Fort Lauderdale to jump onto another Southwest plane to then go, to Bahamas and land. And they did drink service on the first flight, right? And they barely made it. They did drink service on the second flight. The wheels were touching the ground, and the
had my soda in my hand.
Yeah, they were like trying to grab garbage and run down and get under their seats. It was crazy. If you're coming from MCO, I suggest just fly direct, spend a few extra dollars. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. Bahamas, the Grand Bahamian was really nice. We enjoyed it. We had a great time. I loved their little private island.
Taylor had a great time, right, Taylor?
Oh my gosh, she had a great time. All right.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was fun. It was really nice there.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Any destinations that we are talking about in the podcast, they can. I think anybody can send an email, maybe if they're interested to info at
Goldgell.com. Yeah. Perfect. And we have lots of travel planners waiting to help you, for sure.
Perfect.
Shoot us an email. And then you have a link too, if you want to post it for anyone to click on.
I'll also mention, I forgot to mention this earlier, that we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you guys haven't done so already, we would really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, give our podcast a thumbs up. And if you guys ever have any weekly topics that you'd like us to discuss, if I could speak, feel free to send those over our way. And with that, Pam, I think it's time that we move into this week's topic, and I'm going to throw it over to Pam.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so our agency this month is going to be 4 years young. And all the travel planners, Josh Taylor, Matt, and everyone else who's watching, have been working really hard to get a special acknowledgement, which we have gotten from Disney. Disney Destination has officially earmarked us, which means we earned the distinction of being named an authorized Disney vacation planner, which is huge. And we're so excited. And we want to thank everyone who supported us, any clients that have come to us, our family and friends. travel planners, not only that are here with us now, but are past that have worked with us previously. You all count. Thank you so much. Thank you, Disney. We're very excited.
Thank you, Disney.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome.
It is. It's a huge thing for us.
Huge.
And I will, echo what Pam's saying to, thank you to everybody who has booked with us, who's been an agent with us, friend, family. It's been huge. Oh, you might hear the dogs because
we welcome all of you. Anybody who wants to come back, we welcome you with open arms. Anybody who would like to join our team, we also welcome you with open arms. We have
Pam, remember, we're not a team. We're not a team. We're a family.
We're a family.
We are a family.
Ohana. Come join us. We have a lot of fun together. We welcome everybody. And we're here if you want us to book a trip for you. All of us. We're waiting for you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's huge. And with that big news, you want to also put it out there, Pam? That
about you and Taylor?
No, I was just going to say that we're also the agency is also looking to hire some new travel agents.
Well, that's what I said. Anybody who would like to join our team, we welcome you.
Yes.
You can send me a message, info@goldgellgetaways.com. I think that there's a link in the bottom.
You could do that. In our YouTube description for the video, there is also a link down there that says something like, I think, join our family. And right underneath that is a tiny URL link, and that'll direct you to the form that you can fill out to join the team or join the family, as Matt would say. Because we are very much so.
Yeah.
Just dysfunctional sometimes, but we are a family.
Hey, we're Disney. We're Disney nuts,
Yeah.
That's what makes us different. That's what makes us fun, actually.
Right.
Doesn't matter. I'm a lot older than you guys, but I feel like I'm your age sometimes.
Teresa wants to know, for a family of 7,
yes,
do we recommend a Disney cruise? I say 100%. Why not? And we definitely can book it for you.
Without kids, I recommend a Disney cruise. Absolutely.
Yeah. I went for my 40th birthday last year by myself with my aunt.
Yeah.
On a Disney cruise.
Yeah. Yeah.
No kidding. It was amazing.
The ships are absolutely gorgeous. The ships are beautiful.
They are.
Really classy. The service is unbelievable. Top notch.
Yes, it is. And the other thing that we mentioned last week is that they haven't gone on sale yet, but some inaugural cruises or sailing should be coming out relatively in the near future here for the Disney Wish, which is going to be Disney's
the newest ship.
Cruise ship. We talked a little bit about it last week. So,
is it out of Galveston?
Did they announce its home port?
I thought that they might have, but maybe I could be wrong. I'm always well, it's a beautiful ship. It's brand new. It's nice to be on a brand new ship. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Which, oh boy, now I'm conflicted, Pam. What do we do?
I don't know.
We have
I think we might have to go on another cruise. Another group cruise. If we have another group cruise, we'll have to announce it for anyone to join with us. That's for sure.
More than
I keep saying that's for sure. I gotta stop saying that's for sure.
Yeah, and seriously, Taylor and I, we've been on I don't know, 4 or 5 Disney cruises, I think, over the last couple of years. We just did our first Royal Caribbean. You obviously, for a family of 7, you cannot go wrong with a Disney cruise for your family, especially if you come to Disney so much. It's something that you're going to know, and trust me when I say this, that the level of service that you will receive on the ship is unlike any other that you've ever experienced anywhere else. Way better than you'd ever experienced at Disney World. It is absolutely phenomenal.
And the kids areas, unbelievable. I mean, adults like playing in there. But the thing I really love about the rooms is when you get the deluxe family room, you get the 2 bathrooms. You get the 2 separate areas. Yeah. And that's really great when you have some kids and,
And, the other thing too is if you are needing to get more than, just 1 room, if you need to get 2 rooms, they also have rooms with adjoining doors. So
and adjoining verandas.
Yep.
If you get a veranda room, you can have a big.
That's what I had on mine.
Make it a Disney land and sea situation too, which is always fun.
That's what I do too.
I always have to do that. That's just me.
Well, if you do a land and sea, I would always recommend you do the land first and then the sea, because you do not want to spoil your extremely relaxing vacation by then walking around the parks all day.
Right.
So,
I'm a little bad. I do both. I do like a day or two before and a day or two after, because I can't go home and go past the Walt Disney World to the airport without going to the park. That's just me.
100%.
That's just me. So anyway, I think that's it for the news for today, huh?
Yeah.
Chock full of news, guys. You got a lot of news there. A lot of
stuff to
A
absorb.
lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff.
I would like to say that we've made it longer than 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was a
Teresa
long
said,
one.
Pam, I am the same before and after.
Oh, great, Teresa.
Cruise, going to Disney. So
Yeah,
I'm
best
excited.
way to do it.
So much going on. There's so much coming up over the next year. It's hard to be disappointed with some of the changes that have been happening.
Yeah.
With what there is to look forward to on the future. So,
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, huge news. That we are an authorized Disney vacation planner now, which is
Huge.
great. And that if you are looking to become a travel agent, if you've never done it before, or maybe you're an experienced agent and you want to jump ship and join our family, I think what makes our agency really great is not only that we are a nice family, but even though we're now an authorized Disney vacation planner, we don't pigeonhole anybody into just selling Disney vacations. If you want to sell other things, Royal Caribbean, other theme parks, or you want to try and do destinations around the world when things are better, you are more than able to do any and all of those things. So
Yeah.
I know that's what really brought me to the agency whenever I first started.
You're almost with me 4 years. It's almost 4 years.
Almost.
That's right. You grew with us.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
So
You grew with them.
Now you have facial hair. You didn't. I don't think
Yeah, you started out with a
you
clean
weren't able
face.
to grow a beard.
I don't know.
no, I still had a beard.
4 years ago, you probably had hair too, right?
I probably did have more hair back then than I do now. That is very possible. So
Nice.
I was flipping through some photos. I was trying to find some stuff that I could throw up in today's podcast. And I happened to when I had that terrible.
I came across that picture too, with half your beard missing.
Yeah. And I went to SeaWorld with it.
That's all because of me. All because of me. I started that
I was
on that
looking
line.
through my pictures and I almost sent it to you because
Oh my gosh.
that
But
was
the
hysterical.
good thing you raised about $1,000 right there on the spot for Dragon Master Foundation. That was awesome.
Yes, and it was really great and super thankful. Unfortunately, we didn't have the actual marathon this year. We had to do it virtually, but still a good cause. But yeah, I don't know. Is that it for today?
Yes.
Wrapped up?
Just remember, if you guys want to join us on January 30th, be sure to, to sign up. We're going to post the link, I guess, everywhere in your group, maybe.
Yeah. So there will be something in our Facebook group. There's also a link in the description of this video on YouTube that you can also click on to join the cooking classes, the theme park copycat classes.
I think it'll be really fun.
And if by chance you're like, oh, theme park food, I want to learn how to cook other things. Adam has been doing all kinds of amazing cooking classes. Some of them I wish that I could have been on and learned to cook myself, but I can't find the time sometimes to get on there. So he's doing all kinds of things, and if you want to learn to cook something different, definitely something to check out. So.
Thanks.
For someone that's not very savvy in the kitchen, I'll be straight out honest. I get lost in that kitchen. I did the macaroni and cheese with Adam probably about 2 months ago. you make it as easy as possible for someone that just has no clue in that kitchen whatsoever.
That's the whole.
Yeah,
that's
thanks.
the whole thing. I mean,
That's the thing. It's not like watching Rachel Ray. You can actually talk back to me, and I'll answer you, maybe.
Right. It was
he's got
awesome.
some good tips that I never knew. I'm like, wow, that's most.
Yeah,
smart.
I mean, listen. What do you have to lose? The class is free. You try it. You know, you can have an egg roll. It's going to be
Egg
great.
roll and a churro.
Churro is good.
Churro. I can't wait to see how to make that. That'll be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Churros are good.
One thing we do need to address is a question from Andrea, which is next week's podcast. Is it on Wednesday or is it on Friday?
We're going on Friday night.
I think we're going to shoot for Friday next week, just with everything else that's going to be going on during the week. So plan on that for being Friday, probably the same time. Matt?
Yeah, I think that's great. Especially Tuesday, as a lot of our agents know. I posted it in our Facebook group. CDC and travel network leaders are going to do a webinar on the flights and how that's going to work with vaccinations and all that stuff. So hopefully we'll have
some information
to be able to give some people on Friday.
Absolutely. So.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for having us on your podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming on and having.
Thanks for hiring us.
Yeah, right.
Thanks for joining. All right, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Everyone, thanks for watching.
Be safe.
Yes, be safe. Hope everyone's safe.
We didn't think of a cool exit, did we yet, Josh?
We haven't yet, but I'm sure
this one works. This one seems to work pretty good. We'll do it.
I was going to try to do it on the laptop.
It's Martin Luther King Day coming up, and Martin Luther King said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that.
Yeah,
hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And where's there more love than when you travel?" So that's it. Okay, guys, have a good night. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Good night. Good night now.